What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy July 29th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag. We've had some trades go down today. We've had one pitcher that we expected to pitch today be moved, that being Jordan Lyles, now a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. We also have Vargas on his way to Philly. So we have some changes. We do know who's pitching for the Orioles. It is David Hess, a bum who's looked okay against one team only. That's the Toronto Blue Jays, whom he will not be pitching against today. So some ugliness. To get things started, I want to give a big shout out to Big Ragu. The numbers are in. Big Ragu won round one of Beat the Bag Saratoga. Big Ragu, our own Big Ragu, $250 richer. And he's got a nice lead for the final $250. And another $250 up for grabs this Saturday. Shout out to Big Ragu, some big winners at Saratoga. And if you want to party with Big Ragu, you got to come to Miami. Diplomat Beach Resort is where he will be partying with us. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Vinny Cornell, NHL Parlay Bagger, Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith says, I got a real question for you. Why does Kyle hate you so much? I said, who is Kyle? And he said, from Cappers Direct, I have no idea who you are talking about, Christopher Smith, but I'm sure there are a lot of strangers out there, and people that I don't know, who have a bit of jealousy for what we get to do every single day. This Kyle you speak of, whom I've never heard of before, probably one of those guys. Ron Lofton, Jonathan Succi, Deer Slayer Ski, Neo Money, Pink Eye Genie, Capper John, the Chicago Sports Informant, Greatest Eva in the house, Keith Sadler, Mississippi Kid, Pink Eye Genie. The man does so much for so many people. Michael Ervelina says, I bet $1,500 to profit $1,000 that the Browns won't win the division. Thoughts? Clearly the division is up for grabs, but you have to think that they are the favorite to win it. Now, they have a bunch of young playmakers who've never proved it over a 16-game season. I don't know. I mean, would I take the Browns to win the division at even money? Not a chance. Not a chance. But do you think, I mean, clearly the Bengals aren't going to be there, so I don't know how much you think you're going to get out of the Ravens, but I fear you're not going to get enough. So really you're going to need black and yellow, and it's a tough spot, Michael Ervelina. I mean, there's no value on taking the Browns to win division, but to not win division, maybe I need to think about it a little more. That's making me a little nervous because I still think they're the favorites to win it. Poker Addicted 79 says, every one of us are on the Dodgers, Angels, Royals. I don't think it's a bad thing either, just stating facts. And I have not made a move on either the Dodgers or the Angels. Viper NB, 2 players per day. Big Guy, Bubba, Adam Lastman, Omar Ahmed, Von Polo, Alex Ramirez, Paco Healy. There's Big Ragu right now. Big Ragu. I'm saying Browns to win the Super Bowl. Shout out to Big Ragu. There's Matt Mad. Said, what do you think about the Stroman trade? I find it extremely confusing from both sides. I don't understand exactly what the Mets are doing. And then we're talking about the Mets team that has a terrible farm system. We get their number 6 and number 8 pitching prospects that I don't have a lot of high hopes for. I need to learn more about these guys, but at this point, I don't know if we got enough, and I don't know why we engaged the Mets. I also don't know why we didn't wait until the last minute. Why not wait until the need for starting pitching increases to that extreme? I'm confused. Yellow Jesus says, Jim, if I come to Miami, I'm ejaculating in hot towels. Well, you'll need a microwave in your room for that. Yellow Jesus, if you don't have a microwave in your room, those will be cool towels. NC Fire says probably why they traded Lyles. They couldn't handle another bad start. He's terrible. Jonathan Succi, C-Dom, Jeff Steele in the house. Jonathan Succi says, Jimmy, I really like the Arizona Cardinals over 4.5 wins. Yeah, I get it. I don't dislike that. Capper John says, speaking about the Bengals Seahawks, took some significant reverse line movement over the last 2 days. Interesting. Thank you for that heads up. I did not know that. Paco Healy on the Angels run line. Christopher Smith taking the Browns to the toilet bowl. Russell Gordy says traded Lyles on the day he's supposed to pitch. Anthony Mastronardi ready to get to work. All right. Well, let's get to... Trenton Claxton says, got the gas when you come to Miami. I like hearing that, Trenton Claxton. Can't wait to hang out in person with my guy, Trenton Claxton. All right, let's take a look at all this. Russell Gordy says, you check Twitter, Jimmy. Damn, I thought I did, but I didn't. If you're talking about that, your $2 ticket for $344 that you cashed, I did see that last night or this very early this morning, and I replied. If that's what you're talking about, if it's something else, I may miss it. There's Maxwell Smart ready to get to work. Jeff Joseph says, congrats to Ragu. Jimmy, any love for my New York Jets? No, but I do think that the volatility of the Jets is more than any other team, where I don't see other teams that can win 10 games or lose 10 games. And that's where the Jets are. The Jets could implode. I'm not a Gase guy. The Jets could implode, and the Jets should be better than last year. The Jets scare me from a capping perspective at this point, and I will not be backing them. There's Viral Video. There's Adam Lastman. And Pink Eye Genie says, 2.5 opener Cards vs. Lions. Our house will be on fire. Suggs, Chandler Jones going to eat. Get it now. Wow. So I'm on the other side of that, Pink Eye Genie. I mean, I haven't made the bet yet. But if the Lions are healthy going into that game, I will be backing the Detroit Lions at 2.5. And I don't think that 2.5 will be there. I think it'll be 3.5 at some point. But interesting that Pink Eye Genie is on the other side there. Yellow G said, Jim, the Blue Jays could have got better prospects from other teams. I don't understand the Jays. I don't understand it either. The feel in Toronto right now is people are pretty angry about the situation. There's Juan Ruiz. There's Walla. Dose Walla said, that's my squad, Jimmy. You're not wrong one bit. No, they're a very tricky team to cap at this point. But I would lean to them being worse. Not worse than last year, but worse than, what's their win total, right? It's low. I'd have to pull it back out again. I'm not going to do that yet. But I look forward to more and more we talk about NFL as the season moving up. But they could be very good. They could be very good. I find it hard to believe that the Gase team could be very good. But we'll talk more about it as we move forward. All right, Daryl Lyles on the Marlins. Vegas only says we're going to talk Hall of Fame football game at all later this week. Sure, we'll talk about it. And Vegas only saying, I know it's preseason, but still. We'll see if we can find some angles on it for sure. And Jonathan Zusi said, Ginny, the Lions are my squad. Big Ragu said, I just told Canadian Customs I'm watching Canada's best capper and gambler. Big Ragu, thank you so much, and congratulations on winning Beat the Bag in Saratoga. All right. Let's get to work now. Braves Nationals. Here's an interesting spot. So I had 4 plays on the morning show, and I didn't bet 2 of them. And I did finally bet 1 about an hour and a half ago. But I never bet this Nationals first 5. I got it here on the show. First 5 -0.5 at -105. I felt that was getting decent value. When I went to bet it, it was first 5 -0.5 at -120. And at that point, I did not think I was getting appropriate value for a team to be ahead after 5. Maybe they still are ahead after 5, but I just at -120. I mean, I just felt like I was asking or not getting the value that I need. And here we go. Look, everywhere else. Why is my book hanging to -120? It's down to -101 for Washington. Let's just check out my book again. -120, -0.5 was just ridiculous. Let's see quickly if okay, here we're going. Bet 365. Game lines. Here we go. Braves, Nationals, and first 5. Alternative line. It's -0.5 at -120. When your book is 19 cents worse than Bookmaker, 15 than 5 Dimes, 10 than Bet Online, 15 than Heritage, 15 than UWager, I'm just not going to make that bet. Even if it's the right play, I'm not going to make that bet. Let's take a look at what the lineups are here. For Atlanta, Acuna, Albies, Freeman, Donaldson. And then it falls apart, sort of. I guess not with Austin Riley, but Duvall, Camargo, Riley, Flowers. We talked about Markakis being injured. We talked about Swanson being injured. Those are big losses, offensively and defensively. For the Nats, Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, Kendrick, Dozier, Robles, Gomes. I just don't understand why my book is such bullshit. Why every other book's hanging at -101 or -105 or -110 the worst, and I'm dealing with a -120, and I'm just not going to take it. I'm just not going to take it at this point. Douglas Robinson on Washington first 5 under. On Washington first 5 under. Douglas Robinson. Christopher Comatini, D-backs second half. Russell Gordon says Diamondbacks win or they don't win for a week. We're going to talk about the Diamondbacks. We're going to talk about that game shortly. Coactus, Nats, all that. Braves have injuries. Be careful. And Neil Frank saying no Enciarte as well as Markakis and Swanson. Yeah, it's and Daryl Newman saying Acuna hurt his neck yesterday. I want to take the Nats minus a half, but I don't want to be taking a 15 to 20 cent worse line than at every other book. So it causes me not to do anything. Aaron Bister says Duvall, Camargo have slight ownage against Corbin. Braves just a better team. Corbin's ERA at home, 1.68, says Coactus. It just isn't something I like. Bookie Leverkusen says Dallas Keuchel last 2 games at Nat Stadium, opponents hitting 317 with a 361 batting average and balls in play, 1.80 whip, 6.30 ERA, 0-2 record. Yeah, Ski Prophet leaning Braves, says Braves second half sounds good. I cannot back this Braves bullpen without Webb in the lineup. Webb, 1.39 ERA, he's not in the lineup. Just makes me want to have nothing to do with it, sadly. There's Gary Horvath in the house. Christopher Comatini says, I want to go against the Nats bullpen. Buzzo TV saying a lot of overs tonight. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Let's see what kind of movements we've had on this game. Full game, spread, money lines, and totals. The total opened at 9. Now it's at 9.5. It was over. They opened at over 9 at minus 120, so it's reasonable that it would have gone up to 9.5. And then money coming back in on the Braves. Nationals open at minus 144. They're already back at minus 144. They went up to minus 150. They're at minus 148 half an hour ago. Mississippi Kid says it's raining in Washington. Lamont Williams, 3-team parlay. Nationals first 5 run line. KC money line. And Angels run line. Viper MB says I see all home teams winning tonight. Matthew Carl says Nats have owned the Braves this month alone. Well, not really. I mean, that was a very big series. They went in Atlanta, and they tied it 2-2. Jeremy Miller took Atlanta, Washington first 5 over 5.5 at a big plus line. Anil Frank says, I think Nats first 5 and full game team total over are great plays. They smash lefties. They do smash lefties and should get the Keuchel. But when I was looking at the team totals earlier today, they just weren't good enough for me. Nationals is now 4.5. Okay, that's better. It was 5.5 for the plus line. Now 4.5 minus 136. Their first 5, 2.5 at minus 113. All right, Big Guy Bubba says, watch Braves tonight. Telling you, still in a weird week carryover from last week. Matthew Carl says, Washington minus 1.5. There's a play 5 games back looking to eat into that lead. There's Luca Di Stefano saying, punch in the gooch. And he just planted 4 nice ganja plants. Keep up the good work, Luca. Keep up the good work, Luca. Braves, Nationals. I'm on the Nationals first 5 minus half, minus 105, but I just don't want to bet it. Maxwell Smart says, Jimmy, I smash left-handed ladies of the night. I like that. Got to look for those lefties. Sure. And Lamont Williams, thank you for stopping by. And Jeff Joseph saying, Jimmy reported on one of the sports shows Stroman in the closed-door meeting was very unhappy about going to the Mets. I get it. And John Garcia says, remember, Jimmy, these are the dog days of summer. Christopher Comatini thinking about the second half over. That's a good look. I like that look. Matt Mad said, Nats should win this one tonight. Just not loving the juice here. Staying away, leaning under. Matt Mad leaning under. All right, I'm on first 5 minus half, minus 105, but I have not bet it. And I'm not going to bet it in minus 120. Gate Pass Key joining us. Love seeing that. Says Royals run line and D-backs run line. We're going to get to that soon. Big Roo says Nats bullpen is still trash. Lean Braves. And Christopher Smith definitely liking the over in Washington. 1-1-1 Wolf. 111 Wolf. Baltimore team total over 3.5 at plus 120. Wow, that's an interesting look. San Diego team total over 5.5 at plus 100. Couple plus lines for 111 Wolf. I will copy and paste that. And Pink Eye Genie says Kyler, first rookie, teaching the veterans the playbook because he knows it all already. Talking about his Cardinals. And then Luca Di Stefano saying, really think Nats first 5 and Reds first 5 run line are great. I get it. But if anybody made moves on that red spot earlier today, unless they made it action, which would have been a smart play, now has new numbers. Okay, so let's move on. As I said, if I'm going to get minus 120 for my book, I'm just not going to bet it. Let's move on to Diamondbacks, Marlins here. Diamondbacks, Marlins. Total opened at 8, juice to the under. It's now at 7.5 across the board. The Diamondbacks opened up as favorites. Now they are dogs. A 12-cent move towards the Marlins. All right. And Lance Rose saying what a suck Stroman is. Viper MB says Padres minus 275 is laughable. They're minus 290 at one point at BetOnline. Down minus 285. All right. Let's keep rolling. Diamondbacks, Marlins. Merrill Kelly, 7-10, 4.22 ERA, 1.27 whip, 119 in the third, 96 Ks, 31 walks, 19 homers. Caleb Smith, 6-4, 3.30 ERA, 1.02 whip, 110 Ks in 90 innings, 30 walks, 16 homers. Diamondbacks are hitting 283, 840 OPS versus lefties. Marlins, 235, 650 OPS versus righties. Let's take a look at these lineups. For the Diamondbacks, LeCastro, Ketel Marte, Escobar, Walker, Jones, Flores, Ahmed, Kelly. And that's Carson Kelly catching. It's a Kelly battery. For the Marlins, Rojas, Anderson, Cooper, Walker, Castro, Granderson, Ramirez, Holiday. You know, it's not a very strong Arizona lineup. I mean, you'd still take it over the Marlins lineup, but that just not very strong. Bookie Lover Q says D-back shopping players sitting big bats playing the Bat Boys tonight. Neil Money says D-backs announced they're constantly, we're talking about the trade deadline affecting Arizona's hitting last game. Big Ragu on KC, first 5 minus a half at even money. I like that look. I'm on that as well. Maxwell Smart says, I love Taint and honey and chicken tenders. Let's get paid. The Taint play today is the Kansas City Royals. Coactus on Miami Moneyline, Nova Sports on the Diamondbacks. I saw our guy Twatty Latte is on the Diamondbacks. Game just makes me feel uncomfortable. Cobra Sports says going to just live bet tonight. Deer Slayer Ski says Smith is really good, but he's got a ERA over 5 in the first inning. But yeah, he's a good pitcher. I mean, he's a dangerous dude. Merrill Kelly could be feeling some, a guy comes over from Korea, is not used to a 162-game season. There's no doubt that he could be feeling fatigue. He's had a strange year, 3.94 ERA April, 5.70 in May. And then he had that great June, and it's come back to a bad ERA in July, 5.31 ERA. Bookie Lover Q says Diamondbacks about to go on a losing streak. Pink Eye Genius says, if Avila is in the lineup, fade the Diamondbacks. He's not. Carson Kelly is in. And he's right. Carson Kelly is in. Back the Diamondbacks. Back to Diamondbacks with Carson Kelly, Merrill Kelly, battery, says Pink Eyed Genie. And I could get it, but I'm not going to make a move. Ronnie P says, Jimmy, gun to the head, Nats or Arizona. God, okay, well, I tell you this. I wouldn't go against the market move. So I wouldn't take the Diamondbacks after a 15-cent move towards the Marlins. Now, there's been no move in the last 5 or 6 hours, 7 or 8 hours. It was all done this morning. Gun to the head. Nats or Arizona. Sorry. I thought you talked Diamondbacks. Oh, Nats. I would take Nats over Arizona. I would take the Nats. I don't want Arizona. Muhammad Joma on Reds first 5. Thank you for joining us. John Ronio says Angels going to smoke Detroit. Take minus 1.5 now while you can. So I have no play on Diamondbacks Marlins. I'm off of it. But and I know I talk about not going up against market moves. I feel like this total is low enough. If I just can't trust the Diamondbacks hitting right now. If I could trust the Diamondbacks bats, then I would be interested in the over. Buzzo TV saying live bet overs. Bumpo says, I hate when people say gun to my head. The whole phrase, bad luck. Ronnie P's our guy, man. It's just an old saying. Russell Gordon says, Yanks rested, waiting on Diamondbacks Tuesday. Arizona wins today. All right, so I have no play on this Diamondbacks Marlins game. Now let's move on to Pirates Reds. As we said, Jordan Lyles being traded to the Brewers. Now Alex McRae comes in. An opener situation. He's looked terrible in the big leagues. 0-2, 7.71 ERA, 1.64 whip, just 14 innings, small sample size. 6 home runs hit off of him in 14 innings. In AAA, Indianapolis, 6-6, 4.96 ERA, 1.38 whip, 89 innings, 76 Ks, 27 walks, and 15 homers. DA Sports picks, sharp dude, Miami, under 7.5 all day. Matt Randall says, I cannot wait for college basketball so Max can feed those strippers. I get it. And Matthew Carl, Casey is the Taint play of the day. Nutflush Allen says, relaxing in the Westgate Superbook. Nice. Couple guys listening to the show with me. Nutflush Allen. Moving to the Westgate for tonight's action. Respect, nut flush, get after it, get paid. There's Sue's 387, the inventor of the punching the gooch. Says, what's up, Jimmy Loback fam? I need to hire DJ Big Boss for a family baby party. Got him a Barney suit. I respect. I like that. And Max is ready to be of use college basketball. And I know for a fact that he's been going over all 350 plus teams nonstop in the offseason. All right, let's go back to Alex McRae going up against Sonny Gray. Now, with Jordan Lyles looking so bad, for sure he's going to shit the bed. Alex McRae in a situation where he was not expected to start. He gets told a couple hours ago. I kind of like that for a bad pitcher. He didn't sleep thinking, I'm going to get lit up tomorrow. When these guys who you don't believe in get told last minute about starting, I feel like there's a little bit more hope on this side. But Sonny Gray's been very good. 5 and 6, 3.29 ERA, 1.13 whip, 109 and a third, 127 Ks, 38 walks, 11 homers. Pirates hitting 275, 781 OPS versus righties. Reds 240, 730 OPS versus righties. Reds have won 4 of 6. Pirates keep losing 8 in a row, 14 of 16. Gray 2-1 with a 1.62 ERA in his last five starts. Okay, Yellow Jesus get a gold chain from Miami. I'll get robbed so fast with a gold chain, but I get it. I think I'd get robbed too fast. There's Tease in the house. Has been gone for a few days. Back ready to smash some books. I love it. Okay. Headshot went 12-2 on UFC. I love seeing that as well. Okay, let's focus on this Pirates-Reds game. At what point do you say the Reds are not good enough to be a minus 230 favorite? At what point? And what are you going to do? Take a minus 1.5? And minus 1.5 on the Reds is juiced at minus 130. Bookie Lover Q says opponents hitting 317, 707 slugging, 1.124 OPS. He's faced the Reds before and they blasted 2 homers in a loss. Buzzo TV says Pirates Reds over. Don't get fooled by the under. Please don't, says Buzzo TV. Let's look at what we'd get team totals if we back these Reds. 5.5, heavily juiced. I don't trust these Reds. I mean, surely they should be favored over the Pirates with McRae starting, but how much should they be favored? Here's the Pirates lineup. Newman, Frazier, Marte, Bell, Reynolds, Moran, Osuna, Diaz. For the Reds, Winker, Votto, Suarez, Puig, Van Meter in left field, Jeanette at second, Iglesias, and Barnhart. You know what? Coactus says, I may take the liquid garbage tonight. Pitt has Reds number. And there's Fat Fist ready to get to work. Muhammad Joma says Reds a way better team than their record. Probably the biggest discrepancy in terms of ability and record. That's because their offense you can't count on them. We thought that their offense wouldn't be a problem this year. It's been a problem. Adam Lastman liking Pirates team total over. It's dangerous against Gray. All around, I just don't want this is a tricky card because we have teams that are below average or average as huge favorites. I don't know if you're going to want them. Let's talk about Jays Royals. This is a spot where if I had spent more time looking at how fishy this line was, I probably wouldn't have bet it. And I understand what Russell Gordy talking about, how fishy this line looked. Robbie Top saying Pittsburgh body language looked defeated last few games. Mally Matt on Pittsburgh team total over. And Headshot says, give me almost plus 200 on Pirates. Yeah, if I had to take a side, there's no doubt I would take. And Dietrich not in for the Reds. Dietrich has been good at times. Hasn't been great lately. And we all saw the 3-homer game, but it's been a bit of I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Blue Jays Royals. I got Royals first 5, minus a half, and plus 100. We just saw Big Ragu jump on it. Let's see what I'd get right now if I got the Royals minus a half. Wow, look at the discrepancy on these market moves. Oh, shit. How's that? Okay, sorry. Here we go. No, it's not as big. Okay, minus a half. You can get minus 101 at Bookmaker. But minus 110 at BetOnline and Heritage. Minus 115 at 5 times. Fat Fish said, if you walked around like Mr. T with a gold chain in Costa Rica, how fast would it be off your neck? If I went to downtown San Jose, I would give myself about 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes before that's ripped off my neck. Yeah, about 4 minutes. And I'd get robbed immediately. But also, that's in the daylight. In the darkness, in the dark of night, maybe 90 seconds. Maybe 90 seconds. Okay. Blue Jays, Royals, Pannone versus Keller. This was another spot where my book was giving me a real shitty number, first 5 minus a half. And to me, it just, you can tell that Bet365 is scared. People are cashing off these first 5 minus a halves, and they're giving you shit lines. And this was one where I took it. And I wish I probably had stayed strong and not taken it. Right now, if I took it, it's still minus a half, minus 120. A full 20 cents worse than what I got at line shopping. AM says Jays lost Stroman and Sogard. They're going to feel demoralized. Let's take a look at what the lineups is. And we are excited to mention Bo Bichette making his MLB debut, batting, what is he batting? 6th at shortstop. DH and Kevin Biggio, Galvis, Guerrero, Justin Smoke, Grichuk, Bichette, McKinney, Hernandez, and Danny Jansen. For the Royals, Merrifield, Gordon, Dozier, Soler, Cuthbert, Starling, Arteaga, Gallagher, Hamilton. And there's DJ Big Boss says, what up, though? Who's coming to Miami? Book of Q says, one thing about KC, numbers show they are top 3 in batting average last 2 months when they're facing a pitcher who predominantly pitches fastballs. KC team batting average 297. I like that, Bookie Lover Q. I like that. Now, I'm going back to that Pittsburgh shot. Says you have a Pittsburgh team that can't get out of a wet paper bag and a horrible pair of pitchers starting for them. Sonny Gray's been unreal. Late Reds all day. I get it, but just at what point do you stop? Do you just say they shouldn't be this big of a favorite is what I'm saying. And I can understand your look. But I think McRae has a lot more potential to pitch well today because he just found out he was starting around 1 o'clock. And I think that's going to help him. My guy Ray Williams says, not to mention, Jays had players traded during the game. I doubled up on the Rays. First 5 minus half and plus 100. Full game minus 125. Yeah, the Jays looked okay offensively in the last few days, but now they fly out of Toronto and go to Kansas City. You can still get a minus 125 at 5 dimes, but it's up as high as, I guess, not much. 131 at Bookmaker. Aaron Bistron saying Vlad killing the baseball since the break, also making errors, also playing poorly defensively. But yeah, he's got a big bat on him. C. Dom says Smoke is the only one who has Keller's numbers. Why don't we take a quick look at exactly what we're dealing with? Pitcher versus batter here against Keller, who's been so good of late. So good. Against Keller, we have 25 at bat, small sample size, 7 for 25. And it's Smoke, who's 2 for 6 with 2 homers against him. Keller's pitching the best he's ever pitched. Vinny Cornell, sausage selection. Padres to score first, minus 140 as always. Take a big bite, Vinny Cornell says. As always, take a big bite. Padres to score first, minus 140 is the sausage selection. Guru says Reds run line was the play the day before the pitching change. Now it's just a 1 unit. Liked it more with Lyles. And Jeff Joseph going under with Jays KC. Royal struggle against a pitcher they don't know. And this total opened at 10.5. A very high total at BetOnline. 10.5 and is all the way down to 9.5. A full run down. Unbelievable. Big market move there. Big market move there. Okay. I doubled up on the Royals. First 5 minus a half plus 100. Full game at minus 125. Let's move on to the Dodgers at Rockies. This is a spot where we saw Drew Martin take the first 5 under 7.5 on the early show. And it's just something I don't want to do too much of, taking any unders at Coors Field. Wow. BetOnline has moved it down a half run. So has Heritage. Now it's at 7. Wow. A 7 at Coors Field, first 5. Gas Station said, Jimmy, you have to go to the Malibu Club in downtown San Jose. The owner is from Toronto. Okay. I will copy and paste that information. Thank you, Gas Station Sushi. Sushi, giving me the goods. Bookie Lover Q says, history shows that Jays don't score in Kaufman. Coactus on Washington Moneyline, Miami Moneyline, KC Moneyline, Colorado Moneyline. And Daryl Newman says, no Blackman in the lineup. Let's take a look at these lineups here. And I don't have let's see if I refresh here and can get a nice, there we go, confirmed lineups. Okay, Peterson, Muncy, Turner, Bellinger, Seager, Pollock, Verdugo, Will Smith. Will Smith has been raking of late. And then Kenta Maeda. For the Rockies, Dahl, Story, Arenado, Murphy, McMahon, Desmond, Tapia, Walters, Gray. You have to think that LA can get going. You have to think that LA can get going. Matt Randall says the great Peter Loshak has the over in Colorado Dodgers. The over in Colorado, LA Dodgers. Wow. Yeah, You almost want to take team totals. But John Gray's been pitching well. 3 or fewer runs, 6 of his last 7 starts. Let's go batter versus pitcher with these two guys, with Maeda and Gray. Against Maeda, 247 average, 403 slugging, 722 OPS. Great numbers. And Blackman was one of the guys who hit him. 318 average, 545 OPS. So take him out of the lineup. Dahl, 200 average against him. Trevor Story, a 167 average against him. Nolan Arenado, a 111 average against him. And then against John Gray, Bellinger hitting 640, 9 for 14. 9 for 14 with 4 doubles and a triple. Max Muncy, 3 for 9. Corey Seager, 6 for 21. AJ Pollock, 5 for 13. Take another look at this lineup. So, no Justin Turner. But other than that, you have a dangerous Dodgers lineup. You know, going over those numbers makes me think that the Dodgers are the play here. Are you comfortable going against a market move is the question. And there's not been a market move first 5, but full game, there's been an 8-cent move, just an 8-cent move. Matt Randall says, sounds like Dodgers to me. Don Ricci locked it on the under 7.5 first 5 Rockies Dodgers. You know, I don't trust Maeda, but this Rockies lineup is dead, and he's so good at Coors Field and good against the Rockies. Dodgers are in a tough travel spot. And that's the only reason why you would question whether or not to back them. Let's take a look at where these Dodgers have been over the last little while. LA Dodgers here. So, Washington, Colorado, I mean, it's not that bad. They were at home, though. They were at home. They have to fly all the way over to Washington for 3 games and then back halfway across the country to Colorado. That's not easy. So, they get in. When do they get in here? They get in. You know, it makes me think that they're tired but capable of taking care of business. Looking at this Kenta Maeda spot, he hasn't won since May 31st. This is a tired team. That's the problem. Daryl Lyles saying Gray 5-1 last 6 at home, 4-1 versus teams with winning records. Vegas Lawrence says Rockies 7-2 in Gray's last 9 starts. Under is 9-1 overall. Tough despite wanting the over in Coors. Guru says Rockies had to travel too. Take a look at what the Rockies have been up to of late. Here we go. Rockies have not looked good. They lose 2 low-scoring games at Cincinnati. Win that first game. They scored 12 runs in that first game. They scored 20 runs in the last game against the Nationals, first game against the Reds, and then go back to the nothing they were doing before. The 2 games prior to that 8-run outburst against the Nationals, they'd scored 2 runs in 2 games. And then in the last 2 games against the Reds, they've scored 3 runs in 2 games. They just can't be counted on. So they fly to Washington. They were on a long road trip. They fly to New York. Then they play 5 in Washington. And then they go over to the Reds for 3. And then they come home for the first time in a while. It's tough, that first game coming back. It's tough. Just tough. You know, I look at it as Sunday, they finish their game, another low scoring, and then they come back and have to face the Dodgers. John Garcia says fade teams coming home from a long road trip. And that is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the Dodgers on the money line. I'm getting the Dodgers at minus 124. That's available at Pinnacle and 5 dimes. You have to feel like even if you're not covering the first 5, that you still have a chance with these Dodgers. I'm going to take them. Sergio Rodriguez says Dodgers got embarrassed yesterday. Goose saying the only loss for Kenta was against John Gray. DJ Big Boss says Dodgers could be mad. Pitcher felt he was cheated out of 4 pitches yesterday. Pink Eye Genie says we're trying to convince ourselves to not take the Coors Field fade with the Dodgers. The Coors Field fade would be backing the Rockies by minus 1.5, right? Because Rockies are the underdog. Wow, Coactus saying Pannone missed the flight, had to drive. He will be tired. Come on, is that facts? That's crazy. Why have I not gotten that information? Pannone missed flight? Wow. I can't get that information anywhere. That's inside. I like that scoop. I can't find it anywhere online. Topset in the house says, what up, Jimmy? Here at the Hard Rock playing poker. Want to say hi. What up, Topset? Elio, you take them for everything you can, man. Don't fuck around. Hate everybody at the table. Hate everybody at the table. Use your hate to take their money. Don't get comfortable. Don't smile. Don't be nice to them. Hate everybody at the table and take their money, Elio. Coacta says off. That's what I heard off Sportsnet. Russell Gordon saying that's not true. I can't find any information on it. Goose said I still lean Dodgers, and I'm on the Dodgers. Minus 124. A first addition to this late card. I'm on the Dodgers. All right. Let's keep rolling. And Guru saying no way he wouldn't start if that were the case. Yeah, there's no way they'd let him drive from Toronto to Kansas City. That's just too ridiculous of a drive. Quack is saying sorry, it was Boomer and Gio. Okay. All right. That happened previously, not today. Okay. So take that back. That did not happen. All right, let's go Tigers. Team total over 3.5. This was a spot that I made on the show. I went to go bet it. My book was hanging at 4.5. There's no way I was going to take a 4.5 under any circumstances. But then the lineups were announced. Or not. I guess what? Let's see if we have an announced lineup. Still not. But what was announced was that Castellanos is unlikely to be in the lineup. The 3.5s came back. And then I bet it. I got 3.5, over 3.5 at minus 135. If you ask me what line do I like better, or over 4.5 at plus money with Castellanos in the lineup, or over 3.5 juiced, I would take the 3.5. Castellanos has not been good this year. Barria is better. I mean, we have a vividness bias of Jaime Barria last year. He was very good. This year he's been terrible. Why is that? 37 Ks, 38 innings. He's just getting touched. It's not too many walks either. He's just getting touched. He's getting hit hard. And Guru said that's an 18-hour drive. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Mama Joe says, Jimmy, I'm taking Dodgers minus 1.5. Road team and high volatility Coors. Love the extra value on the run line. I get it. But I'm just going to take them to win. But I get why you take them on the line. Maybe the minus 1 line maybe would have been a better bet for me. But I'm just going to stick with... And Lance Rose on Dodgers run line and full game over. Wow. Okay, so let's talk more about this Zimmerman-Barria spot. There's no way the Angels should be this big favorites. They're just not playing well right now. Open at minus 200, a 40-cent move towards the Angels. Goose saying beautiful weather in Anaheim. Yeah, I just want nothing to do with the Angels at that price. Zimmerman also, he's trash, but if he was so bad, like if he was in these bullpen days throwing 83, they would just DFA him or move him down to the minors. They're still trotting him out there. They must think he's capable of doing something out there. And I'm not saying I'm going to take the Tigers, but if I was forced to take a side, I would take the Tigers for sure. Russell Gordy says Angels game over and go to bed. Ron Crawford spreadsheet plays that are the top are the Angels and the Royals. Mohammed Kamel says, what do you guys think of the Reds today? I don't want the Reds at that big of a favorite line, minus 230. I just don't want it. Black Baller says, but Zimmerman usually implodes and is a bum. John Roney said, Jimmy, don't forget the Angels bullpen. They had a rough week, but every team gets that weird week. I've not trusted them for a while. Matt Randall, full game over. Nice spot. Detroit, LA. Let's see what movements happen with this total. Detroit, LA, open at 10, have been very little movement. Absolutely no movement at BetOnline. Let's see if BetOnline ever had any movement on this total. No, never. It stayed. Actually, I guess it went. After it was announced for 15 minutes, it went. Some money came in on the under 10.5, but it didn't continue. So it's back where the opening line is. Coacta said Zimmerman may pull a Sanchez and win one. Terrell Goodman, my guy Terrell, did take the Reds run line. John Ronan said, I'll take the over on the Reds game. Bookie Lover Q, Dodgers money line, KC money line, Padres first 5, Nats first 5 for a little lunch money, going hard tomorrow and rest of the week. This is not a card that I want to go too hard, but Tigers team total over 3.5 is a play I like very much. I bet it at minus 135. Let's see if I got it right now at Pinnacle. Let's see if Pinnacle has changed that number at all. We go a little refresher here. If I got it right now at Pinnacle, it would be... Oh, shit. Sorry. Quickly. My fault. Sorry. Here we go. Tigers over 3.5 minus 134. So a 4-cent move. A 4-cent move with Castellanos not in the lineup or not expected in the lineup, fine. Keith Sadler said Zimmerman gas can, Angels run line. I get it, but with Berea on the mound, Tigers have lost 24 of their last 25 to AL West opponents. They've lost 28 of their last 32 against anybody. They've won 4 of their last 32 games. Zimmerman's been awful in July. Black Baller says, so trickiest game on the card today, Atlanta versus Washington, Toronto versus Kansas City? No, I don't think so. I think the tricky games are these average teams that are huge favorites, unless it's just easy to stay off of them. Ron Lofton says, can't lay the big price for a run line in the Angel game. Detroit or nothing. Pink Eye Genie went ahead with the Dodgers -1. Shadow says, watch Zimmerman pitch a full game no, and then he laughs. Hey, I just don't want a bad team with that. Matt Reynolds says, if you like the Tigers team total over 3.5, isn't full game over and plays well? Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to. I just feel like it's the best angle on this game for me personally, and I don't want to be doubling up with these lousy baseball teams. And yeah, I guess you're right. But to get 4 runs, I mean, to hit the over, you need 11 runs. To get the Tigers team total over, you need 4 runs. I find the Tigers getting 4 runs is more appealing than getting 11 runs between both these teams. So, Black Baller says, KC moneyline not auto pick because Toronto is auto fade. Ray Williams says, I wouldn't be surprised if Tigers and O's won today. Well, I'm on Tigers team total over 3.5. That's what I'm going to keep it at. There's a sports keg in the house. Shout out to the sports keg. I have the honor of doing that show every Wednesday night. Let's move on to Orioles at Padres. Orioles 20-34 on the road. Padres 24-29 at home. 71 Fahrenheit, 6 miles per hour sideways out to right. Bookie Lover Q says, on a side note, Cubs face Cards tomorrow, then Brewers Friday. Crazy thing is Thursday's a night game, series finale versus Cards, but Friday's a day game versus Davies. Definitely looking at the Cubs play this week. Thank you for that heads up, Bookie Lover Q. I like it. AM says, I think Dodgers are going to screw a lot of people tonight. And Russell Gordy says there will be a West Coast dog, gents. Well, let's look at the next big dog on tonight's card. Orioles at Padres. Orioles 20-34 on the road. 71 Fahrenheit, 6 miles per hour sideways out to right. This Orioles team's winning baseball games. They've won 13 of their last 25. They're looking okay. Here comes David Hess. Man, he just gets hit hard. In the show this year, 21 home runs in 68 innings. At AAA Norfolk, 4.56 ERA, 1.14 whip. 28 Ks and 23 2/3 with just 5 walks. But this is it that much tougher of a spot? I mean, surely it's tougher than AAA, but this Padres team is not hitting. Paddock, 6-5, 2.84 ERA, 0.89 whip, 95 innings, 99 Ks, 21 walks, 15 home runs. I figure if you took both of these dogs, first 5 plus a half run, you'd have to think one team will either be tied or winning after the 5. Now, and you're getting big plus lines. I'm not going to take it. But for instance, the Orioles first 5 plus a half, you're getting a plus 172, and you're getting plus 150 for the Tigers first 5 plus a half. You just need one. Guru Sports bets parlay Dodgers over, Braves over, Reds first 5 minus a half. MMK Angels first 5 team total over and full game team total over. Keith Sadler says Orioles been playing well on the West Coast. And Paco Healy, our San Diego Padres expert, says Padres way overpriced. And back to that Pirates game, our guy Dom Ricci here says, I watched the Pirates live yesterday. They haven't given up. They play hard. It's their pitching. They're doing what the Mets did in June. The Reds sure aren't much better as a whole. I agree. And how can you take them minus 230? Vegas Lawrence says, do y'all like Rockies, Dodgers over or Angels, Tigers over more? I guess I would lean towards the Angels, Tigers. Yeah, I guess I would lean towards the Angels, Tigers more over a little bit more. Bookie Lovey Q says David Hess pitches with his eyes closed. And Pink Eye Genius says Orioles looks like a juicy spot at plus 244. So let's talk a little more about this spot. We thought that it could be Eshelman starting for them, but he's going to start tomorrow. So we don't need to worry about breaking down Eshelman. Padres swept a 2-game series in Baltimore at the end of June. Orioles won 7 of 11. Padres have won 7 of their last 23. They've lost 9 of their last 10 at Petco Park. Who would take them at this big of a favorite? I wouldn't. AM laughing, saying, "Oh, starting their playoff run now." Joe Lucario on San Diego to score first. He's not the first guy we've heard to take San Diego to score first. I just don't want anything to do with this Padres club that's just not playing well. And Paddock is a guy who really pumps himself up for starts. Does he take the Orioles lightly? The 35-70 Orioles? I don't know. Paddock 2-1 since he came back from the minors, and he just went down to the minors to keep his innings under control. 18th start of the season, 6th start of the season since coming back from a trip to the minors. 6 starts. Over his last 5 starts, Paddock 7 runs, 16 hits, 8 walks, 27 Ks, 29 in the third for a 2.15 ERA, a 0.818 WHIP. Bookie Lover Q saying they won't touch Paddock. John Ronio says Orioles bullpen will be a letdown tonight. Padres bullpen are money. Ron Lofton says I'll take the under at San Diego. Even that I'd be afraid to put my money on. Even that I would be afraid. So that to me looks like our card. Let's take a look at the lineups first in this Baltimore-San Diego spot. We have a confirmed Baltimore lineup. Still no San Diego confirmed lineup. We don't have a confirmed lineup in the Tigers-Angels. For Baltimore, VR, Mancini, Santander, Nunez, Peterson, Alberto, Cisco, Wilkerson. God, that is just an ugly lineup. You got VR, Mancini, and then just close your eyes. I guess Nunez has had some nice days. We don't know who the Padres lineup is going to be, but man. Ramon Scott says Padres shouldn't be minus 275 favorites over the Sweetwater Valley Little League All-Stars. I agree with that. David Alex says Orioles are winning with their bats, not their pitchers. If you like Orioles, take team total over. And even that is dangerous. Even that's dangerous. Man. All right. Man, what moves to make? I'm looking at this card. I'm looking at Diamondbacks, Marlins, Merrill Kelly, Caleb Smith. I mean, a lot of these games make me uncomfortable, and I'm not going to force play. So I'm on Nationals first 5, minus a half and minus 105. Been waiting all day for my book to give me a decent price there, and it hasn't. I'm not going to take it to minus 120, even if I perceive it to be the best play. Just there's no reason to take the Nats minus a half of minus 120 when everybody else is getting 15 cents better than me. See quickly what I'd get right now. I'd check it out one more time. What a joke. That's just terrible. Minus 120. I'm not going to take the ass end of these lines, you know. By the Boom says, fuck it, jumped on the O's for a small spot. Big Ragu says, too high. And Sean Watson said, VR could be pulled. Bruce trying to work out a trade. Interesting. Thanks for the heads up, Sean. Farshid Asami on Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Orioles all overs. 3 overs there. All right, this is my MLB card. Going to go over this MLB card, and then, we could talk about the WNBA games tomorrow, see if there's any lines out for them. No lines out, so probably just a waste of our time. John Garcia said, ever since that position player got the save, the O's have become a closer team. Dave Elliott said, Jimmy, perfect example. Orioles set a new MLB record, 10 straight games of 2 or more home runs. Wow, I didn't know that, Dave. Wow, I did not know that, Dave Elliott. Thank you for the heads up there. All right, I'm on Nationals, first 5, minus a half, and minus 105. Then I'm on, I'm off the Diamondbacks Marlins game, off the Pirates Reds game. I'm on Royals first 5, minus a half, and plus 100. I'm on the full game, minus 125. I'm hoping Brad Keller isn't in a letdown spot after pitching in front of his friends and family in a tough spot in Atlanta. I'm hoping. Pink Eye Genie says CFL or Hall of Fame game Thursday. Yeah, I want to keep eating it on CFL. Nice little 2-0 weekend, and I feel like I'm seeing things clearly, even though my record's just 9-8. Aloha Eastside Rolla in the house. You want to party with him? You got to come to Miami. I jumped on the Dodgers full game minus 124. I'm on Tigers team total over 3.5 minus 138. Blue Colonial says over at Royals Jays. I would not trust the Blue Jays offense here after they lit it up. They absolutely lit it up in Toronto. Now they fly down to Kansas City, pitchers park against Brad Keller. Even Thomas Pannone, there was a statement made in the chat that the Jays are, that the Royals are poor against pitchers they haven't seen. And here they have Pannone. So I don't know. I don't know if I love that. And also, we've seen that huge market move. I mean, this total was at 10.5, right? And moved down to 9.5. I certainly would not be touching the over at all. Wicked Lover Q saying Phillies just traded for Vargas. Yeah, I heard that. Low Eastside Roller liking the over, though. Okay, so Blue Jays, Royals. I'm on Royals first 5 -0.5 and full game -125. I'm on the Dodgers -124. I'm on the Tigers team total over 3.5. And then that's it. Small card. Excited about hammering this card tomorrow. We get a full slate. But right now, nada. Waiting for the lines to come out in WNBA. I capped those games, but let's wait. See if we can make some moves on the market. Aloha Eastside Roller says, what about that over 13 in Colorado, though? I mean, Maeda has such great numbers against this Rockies club. And the guys who hit Maeda are not their best players. Then you have Blackman out of the lineup. John Gray's playing well. I mean, I'm not going to take unders at Coors Field, but we know that Drew Martin came on the show and gave a first 5 under 7.5. And then we've seen 2 books move it to 7. Makes me uncomfortable. Sports Cake says only play Ant is the Dodgers. I like seeing that a lot. Don Reach says both pitchers trending under in Colorado. Line open at 14. I don't have that line opening at 14. Dom, let's see. I thought I had 12.5. Yeah, I have the line opening at 12.5. Juiced heavy -125, but over 12.5. Let's see what Pinnacle opened this up at, Dom, just so I'm not wrong here. Pinnacle opened it at 12.5. I don't think anybody opened it at 14 online that I know of. All right, Oliver Walker says, got to go put my bets in. Best of luck, ladies and gents. Farsh Asami says, Coors Field equals over. Aloha Eastside Roller says, yeah, we're going to smack WNBA. Kawakta says, Jimmy, what are you drinking there? I'm drinking coffee and water here. Coffee and water. Guru Sports Bets talks about that total going from 12.5 to 13. And that is the card, folks. That is the card. So I tried to look at CFL to see if we could even move forward on that. And those lines have just come out. Okay, beautiful. Why don't we talk briefly about CFL because we have lines. And we can also, while we're here, Rafa, can you pop up? I'd pop up a couple records for the guys here. Pop up the WNBA record because we went on a nice little run. And that's all thanks to Ron Walsek, Aloha Eastside Roller. We've gone on a nice little run in WNBA. And then can you pop up the CFL record? I started 6-2, then all of a sudden I was looking at a 7-8 record, but hit both totals on the weekend and feel better about where I'm at. And I feel like, wow, Dom says, still got 13.5 on my book. Wow, that's wild. Don Ricci, yeah. I mean, I still am afraid to take unders at any time at Coors Field, but with these two guys on the mound, 13.5 probably seems reasonable. All right, we have the Bombers going up against the Ticats. Wow. Look at that. Bombers are 14.5-point favorites at the Argonauts. Sorry, I say Ticats. Sorry, Bombers going up against the Argonauts. Had Ticats in my head after the Masoli injury. Bombers 14.5-point favorites at Toronto. That just seems like too much. Argos, 14.5 points. The total opening up at 48.5, so low because the Bombers' defense is so good. That is so low. Wow. That is a wild. Like, do you remember a CFL total at 48.5? Noli knows coming in with the Atlanta Washington first 5 under 5. Good luck there. And Jeff Joseph said, Camilla wants to know your favorite sports movie. Oof. My favorite sports movie. I'm going to need a second on that. My favorite sports movie. I mean, the first thing that jumps in my head is Let It Ride. But I should probably take more time on it. I mean, I did love Field of Dreams and, I read it a couple times and shit like that. But I don't know. Give me some time on that, Jeff, my guy. Okay. Josh Point says Argos are an absolute dumpster fire, returning home after 3 straight road games. And that's a good thing to do, return home. It's going to be a gorgeous night there. Right on the lake, it's going to, I don't know. 48.5 is like, have we seen a lower total in CFL in the last few years? I don't know if we have. Oh, Black Baller says Moneyball. The problem with Moneyball, Black Baller, is the book was so much better than the movie. So that did taint, I shouldn't say taint in a negative way. That did hurt the movie Moneyball for me. Viper MB says Space Jam. Fat Fist says Wild Thing. Guru Sportsbet says Sandlot, easy winner. Come on. Okay. Low Eastside Roller says Willie Beeman. Hello, Eastside Roller saying any given Sunday. Big Roo says mush at Aqueduct. Don't know what. All right, let me just grab that. Boogie Lover Q loving Willie Beeman as well. BidXN says Caddyshack too. There's our guy BidXN in the house. Okay, I want to just quickly talk. We're going to get Lucrative Larry out here any minute, but before I do, C-Dom says Jimmy's favorite sports movie is Bring It On. Come on. Guru says Benny the Jet. Saucine Mars also liking any given Sunday. Okay, we have Hamilton at the Rough Riders. Hamilton without their Masoli. We're going to talk about their quarterback coming in with Drew Martin, who watched him closely in the NCAA football. Oh, Dave L.A. has a different film that he's into. I respect that. Guru Sportsbet said the Jets stole home, Jimmy. The Jets stole home. We'll talk more about that shit. Big Roo says Bronx Tale, all about gambling. Oh, man, we know that Bronx Tale is better than the movies we've spoken of so far. Saucine Mars, like Debbie does Dallas. That's old school. Old school. Boogie Lover Q says, remember the Titans above the Rimmer Classics? Prince of the City, Hoosiers, Major League. Another any given Sunday look. I think let it ride, man, for me. Wow, Mally Mouse says Bronx Tale counts too. All right. Okay, so Hamilton, Rough Riders. I think we're going to get value, a ton of value on Hamilton. I don't think they fall apart here. I think we get a ton of value. Totals at under 50.5. I think that over is going to be a look as well. And I think Hamilton's offense has so many playmakers on it that it's not going to be the most difficult thing to lock down. So I find Hamilton interesting at this point. And then we have the Friday games, Ottawa at the Alouettes. Alouettes 7.5-point favorites. And that makes sense to me. I think the under will be a look there. I think the under will definitely be a look there. And I'm going to keep an eye on the market. But in fact, how could the under not be a look? Ottawa's going to create no offense. Alouettes are going to know that. I think I'm going to make a move here right now. On the under in Ottawa, Montreal. Montreal's defense is so strong right now. They're playing well at home. You're going to have Jennings at quarterback with the Redblacks. Is Dominique Davis coming back? Is there something if Dominique Davis isn't coming back, I say we get all over this line. There's no way it stays at 3. Even if Dominique is back. Dominique Davis injury. When is he expected back? Okay, yeah, they're very hopeful that he will return against the Alouettes. He was injured in the loss to the Alouettes. Okay, maybe I wait. Maybe I'll wait there. John Garcia says you sound serious when you whisper. Yes, I'm very, very serious when I whisper. And then we have the Eskies at the Stamps. Look at these totals, 48. We're talking about the CFL. There's a 48 in Calgary. Come on. Dom Ricci says Slapshot, nothing better. Yes, Slapshot's definitely in my top 3. No doubt about that. 48 in the Eskimos at Stampeders game? Come on. But we know the Eskimos offense is not very strong and they have really nice pass defense, but man, 48? What's happened in the CFL? All right. I'm not going to make a move yet, but I'd be leaning under in the Alouettes game and leaning over in the Eskimo Stampeders game. And I might have to tweet that out because it opened at 47.5 and BetOnline still has the 47.5. So I just want to quickly see what Pinnacle has done with this. Pinnacle opened up at 48.5. Wow. Okay. Maybe I just need to sit with this a little longer, but that over looks so juicy there. Prince of the City saying Caddyshack. BidXN says a movie about 72 Summit Series. All right. Okay, well, that is today's show. I'm going to go over my MLB action once more, and then we'll bring Lucrative Larry out here. I'm on Nationals first 5 -1/2 and -105. I'm on doubling up on the Royals first 5 -1/2 +100, full game -125. Neil Money saying Cinderella Man. Their element was good. I'm on Dodgers minus 124. That's my only addition on this late card. Tigers team total over 3.5, minus 138. And that's my action. Small card and not a ton of plays. And I stayed away from those giant favorites. That's my action. So without further ado, let's bring in a man I haven't seen enough of today, so I have no idea what he's coming out here to do. Please welcome Lucrative Larry.
Mine is
Larry, welcome.
Mine is definitely I have 3
You have 3
cool runnings.
cool runnings, yes.
Oh fuck, what the fuck am I doing with this
I
camera?
don't know what you're doing. Do you have a plan?
I love cool runnings.
Sure. Cool runnings was great. John Candy.
It was great. It was great. John Cusack did a great job in
It's
that.
John Candy and in Canada.
And also Kevin Spacey is a piece
you
of
only
shit.
talk about John Candy because he's the most important man the country's ever created. We love John Candy is Louis Riel is below John Candy. John Candy is the most important person in the history of Canada.
You know who's the most important person in my life?
Who's that?
You.
You know, I don't know if that's honest. Is that honest?
How you been, my man?
Good, man. Thank you for that honor.
I also love 2 Cups, 1 Girl.
2 Cups. I
Yeah.
think it's actually.
It's a sports movie, but it's the R-rated version of 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it is 2 Cups.
It's super disgusting.
2 Cups, 1 Girl.
Yeah.
You think that the 2 girls, 1 cup would be more disgusting, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just 1 girl.
Okay, so how
You can't-
disgusting can it be?
I'm gonna show it to you after we are done with this.
Sure you will.
With this
Okay,
enterprise.
and what's next?
Also, my favorite movie is Sandra.
What the hell is that?
It's a movie. It's a movie. You've never seen it because it's really low budget and obscure. But it's about a male prostitute
Oh,
that joins the Dallas Cowboys and becomes the president of the United States.
wow, I like that storyline. And you
Love
know
it.
1 or 2 things about movies. Rafa, do we have his trilogy that we can pull up? We have a star.
Well, I don't like to brag.
Yeah.
I don't like to brag,
That
but
was Gentle Rogue. That was your that was your first one, right?
well,
Gentle Rogue was your first one.
well,
And then the second film was Highland Rogue. I remember
yes.
Highland Rogue.
And
And
I
then,
don't.
there's the complete saga. And you guys never finished Rogue.
I don't,
right?
like, I don't like to talk about it.
Okay.
Do I stink? Do I stink?
Sure.
I really do.
Sure. What's your action?
I'm taking Maccabi, Tel Aviv.
Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I might quit in a week because I don't have any money. My Frankie Edgar bet lost
Yeah, but if that doesn't make
And-
sense. If you don't have money, why would you quit?
because I'm joining the Israeli army.
Oh, okay. Hot women in the Israeli army.
Hot weather, hot action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great stuff. So you're on Maccabi
At-
Tel Aviv.
Maccabi Tel Aviv at CFR Cluj.
CFR Cluj.
A draw plus 220.
A draw.
Do you
Just-
think? Do
Just
you
to
think
piss
I'm?
off Freddie?
Of course, I'm pissing that motherfucker off.
Wow.
He's on vacation, by the way.
Is
Did
he on
you-
vacation?
Did he know? Did you know that?
No, I don't know that.
Yeah. He's
Uh,
getting his divorce papers ready.
Some real nice things being. Oh yeah, Jeff Joseph the Gambler in '74. I love that. Prince City thing. White Man Can't Jump. Good film.
People
too.
haven't seen Sandra?
No, but it sounds
Really?
spectacular. Multi Apple says interesting about that. Some really nice things being said about you.
Really? What
yeah,
are they
Nut
saying?
Flush Allen said, "I can't wait for that chair to snap." So, yeah. All right. Thank you for your Maccabi Tel Aviv draw. What's that? Plus 220? Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna cry. Let's see. Can he get a tear? Can he get a tear? Oh, it's so close. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Can I see a tear?
Do you see it?
Sort of, but it's not enough to fall.
There you go.
No, it still looks like you're.
Gotta work on that, man.
Yeah, but you're so
Actually,
close because you
I'm so
watered
close.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super. It's really there, but it's more.
See now it's so close because you got to get the tear falling.
Yeah.
For
That's critical. If
Yeah.
you don't get it, I'm not crying actually.
Yeah.
Um,
We're losing numbers fast because if we weren't, I would do a cry off with you.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta work on that.
Okay, why don't we do a cry off tomorrow?
I'd like that.
Okay,
I'd like that.
we'll do a cry.
By the
off.
way, I'm gonna do self promotion, guys. I'm running an event called My Mexico. It's a thing, I'm doing like an event, a camping event, in Mexico. Culiacan.
Sure.
It's right when these guys are doing the other thing, the Miami thing. Mine's going to be better, so you better go. I don't know what.
Oh, I think it'll
people
be huge. I think it'll have a huge following there.
Really?
Huge, yeah. Carlos Lewis says, any chance of Pittsburgh review? Yes. Nationals first 5 minus a half, minus 105. You stay right fucking there. You don't move. You don't move a goddamn muscle. I'm on the Royals first 5 minus a half and plus 100. Full game minus 125. I'm on the Dodgers. That's my only addition to this show. Dodgers minus 124. Then I'm on Tigers team total over 3.5 and minus 138. And that's it. That's it for me. So we'll have a cry-off tomorrow.
I like that.
Yeah, we'll do cry-off. Get some odds. Who do you think will win the cry-off? Because you were close.
I was close. My problem is getting that first tier.
The tier has to drop.
It has to drop.
Yeah.
How the fuck people know if you're crying?
I don't know.
That's if a tree falls in the middle of the forest. Did it really fall?
God, you're so poetic. You're so poetic. Do you want to give us a leche and we'll bounce? Oh, wait. Josh Pointo says, how'd you get Royals first 5 at plus 100? It's first 5 minus a half, Josh. Sorry if I didn't explain that properly. First 5 minus a half at plus 100, and the full game is just the money line. YMW says, what the picks again? Those are the picks. Not many. Just before your leche. Nationals first 5 minus a half, minus 105. And then I'm on the Royals first 5 minus a half plus 100. Full game minus 125. Dodgers minus 124. Tigers team total over 3.5. There we go. Yeah, we're ready. That's it. Okay.
Leche. Hey, los bookmakers. And scene.